Hello, this is Costiano Titan. Today I'm going to be reviewing Dog Park. Finally, I'm excited for this one. Alright, before the overview, I'm going to read a little bit about the game, and I'm only going to read the first paragraph of it because it's kind of long, just to give you a little feel of how the theme is. So let's get into it. As the local dog walker, you know there will be plenty of pups eager to stretch their legs. You better pull on your walking shoes and pack up your treats. It's gonna be a busy day. Alright, to Dad with the overview.
In Dog Park, you are a dog walker working to get the most reputation to become the best dog walker in town. Now, to set up Dog Park, you will first place the board in the middle of the table. Then you will shuffle the breed expert cards and put them randomly on this track. And the higher they are up on the track, the more points you can score at the end of the game. And the lower, of course, the less points you can score. Then you will shuffle the forecast cards and put one in each of these spots. And each round, the forecast card will affect what happens that round. Then you will shuffle the location bonus and then flip one over, and then you will change the walking path based on this card. So this one, you get a reputation token to put here, which then there's 2 reputation. You will put a little biscuit here, and then you will put a little X over this spot, which would cover that resource, so it makes this spot where you get nothing. Then you will shuffle the dog cards, and you will place dog cards in the field. The field, you will put 3 for a 1, 2, and 3 player. And for a 4 player, you will put 4 cards. And you will be recruiting those dogs later in the game. Then a player setup, you will each get a board, a kennel board, and resources. You get 2 sticks, 2 balls, a biscuit, and a little octopus. I almost forgot the name of that. Then you will get this little leash dial, and you'll use this as you're recruiting your dogs. Each player will get a dog walking meeple, and you will select one player to be the first player and get the first player token. And then you will pass out 2 objective cards, and the players will read these 2 objective cards and choose one and keep it for final scoring at the end of the game. And of course, you will need all the resources within arm's reach. Now, Dog Park consists of 4 rounds. Oh, and my little birdie is not in the right spot. So it consists of 4 rounds. And each round consists of 4 stages. So there's recruit, select, walk, and home. And home is just the end round cleanup. Now let's move to the recruitment phase, and I will explain how that works. So you are going to be recruiting these dogs to get into your kennel, and there's reasons why you would recruit dogs. For instance, these breed experts are like whoever has the most of each type of breed will score these points, 8, 7, 6, and so on, right? So you might want to choose, in this instance, you might want to choose Pastoral because he would score 7 points if you have the most of those. But there's also little special abilities in each dog which might give you something worthwhile. Like these ones are for walking, so when you're walking your dog, whenever you gain a ball, you get a biscuit as well. This one is when you select a dog, you actually get a stick. And then there also are some end game scoring dogs, and when those come out, I will point them out. So each player is going to use their little dial here, and they are going to secretly choose a number, and they are actually they are bidding their reputation, putting their reputation on the line to try to recruit these dogs. So say red really wants to do the pastoral, so he'll do 3, and then he would put his dog walking meeple there. And then say yellow, they actually really want gunner, so they put 2 secretly. And then green, they actually really want the pastoral as well, but they're not willing to bet so much, so maybe they would bet 1 and they would put their meeple here. Ooh, and then they crash. They're fighting. So then yellow would automatically get their dog and they would put it on their kennel. This is not yellow's kennel, but you put it on the kennel. And then red and green would simultaneously flip their things over. Obviously red got the most, so they would get this dog and put it in their kennel. And then green would go to one of the dogs that wasn't chosen. In a 3-player game, there would only be 1 more card, so then they would get this, they would put that in their kennel, and then each player would go down however many they spent. So yellow spent 2, red spent 1, and say green spent 1. So then you would do that again. All these would come back, each player would get their little leash dials back, and then you'd put 3 more dogs out. And oh, look at that, little Vinny. That's cute. So then each player would bid again. And as I said, there's some that are final scoring. This one's final scoring, so is this one. This one says during final scoring, gain 1 reputation for each breed category represented in your kennel. So you could get that to try to work towards that at the end of the game. So each player would then bid on these, and they would take them. Say that I ended up getting Vinny, but I spent all my reputation, and say these ones went to the other kennels, and then you would prepare, or then you would move on to the selection phase. So let's move these out of the way. And then now each player is going to simultaneously, they're going to begin to select what dogs they want to walk. So I only have 1 biscuit, so maybe I would do this, and this for my gunner, which are these resources. So I did biscuit, stick, and ball. And then I would put him up here, and I would get a lead for him. And then I don't have a biscuit for this, but technically I could spend 2 and 1 stick. So for the biscuit, I could spend 2 other resources. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to walk the 1 dog as be the first round. And then everyone else would do that. And then we'd move on to the next phase, the walking phase. So then all the dog walking meeples would come down here. And since red would be the first player, they would get to move first. And I could move 1 to 4 spaces. And because I have this special ability, if I get a ball, I gain a biscuit. So I'll just move 2. So I then get a ball and a biscuit. So then I would have what I need to walk Vinny next round. And then the next player, they could move and they could get a little octopus. And then the next one could move, and they could say, I really want a ball as well. They could move here. They would have to spend 1 reputation, and then they could get whatever is on that spot. And then it would be back to red, and I would continue going. And I could move, here. I don't have any reputation, so I couldn't do that. So I could get a biscuit, or I could move to this spot, which is where the path splits. And this has a little special thing. Oh, and I forgot, you're supposed to have cards out here at the end of the recruitment phase for this reason. So if I moved my worker here, then I would draw 2 cards. I would look at them, and then I would replace one of these cards. So let's say I want to put a toy one in there. So there you go. and then I would get a biscuit. I wouldn't take that biscuit. I would just take one from the supply and put it here. And then the other 2 players would go. Say this player wants to 1, 2, 3, and they want another ball. So then they would take another ball. And then this player, maybe they want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and get a stick. So they would move up here. And you go so on and so on. There is another spot here. This is actually, you would get to swap one of these dogs with one on your kennel. I'm not going to do that because I already have a toy dog and they're the best dogs. But and then as you move off the board, so 1, 2, 3, 4, say I get another biscuit. This person moves 1, 2, 3, 4. They get 2 sticks. And then this player goes 1, 2, 3. They get 2 reputation, which would be pretty awesome. And then so say then I go off. This is a 4-player spot, so you wouldn't use that. So I would go here, and I would actually get 2 reputation for that. And then this person would go here, and they could either swap a dog and get a collar, or they could get 1 victory point. So they could take this toy dog at this point and swap it for one of the dogs they took, and also they would get to put a lead on that dog, so it was like they walked them, and that is important. So then this player would have, they couldn't move anymore, they couldn't go to the 2 balls, they would have to go here, and they would actually lose reputation because they were the last person, and these are falling all over the place. So then you'd move to home, you'd flip a new location, and you would change this out, so this would no longer be there, that would no longer be there, but then it looks like, oh, and this would no longer be there too. So this would come out here, and a ball would come out here, and a stick would come out here. So that would be the new board for the next round, and everyone would take their little dog walking meeples back. This would get flipped over, and we didn't actually talk about this, but this round, whenever you do the swappy dog thing, place a leash on the newly acquired dog in your kennel. So you would have been able to do that if you did that. So that one flip over, and then you get a new one. This one says, during home time, dogs without leashes do not lose a point. So that is something we haven't talked about. So at the end of the round, the part of the cleanup would be you would put your dog back. You would score 2 reputation for the dog that you walked. If you walked 3 dogs, you get 6 reputation. And then for every dog you didn't walk, you would lose a reputation. And I believe that is all for the home phase. And then you'd move to the recruitment phase again and begin to recruit dogs. And you would continue on. And you would be getting dogs, and let's just throw some dogs on here just to say that we were at the end of the game. You might have all these dogs, and say you walked, a bunch of these dogs, but maybe you didn't go all of them. But I would have walked Vinny, of course, right? And then you would begin to score your points. So you would look at your objective, and you would score that. If you completed the objective, you would determine who has the most of each one of these dogs, and you would score points for that. You would also calculate whatever reputation you had earned during the game, and for every 5 resource you have, you get a point. And then whoever has the most reputation wins the game. And that is how you play Dog Park.
So what I like about Dog Park, and first, I've probably said this in a million videos, but the art in this game is amazing. It's like unexplainably good. It almost looks like every person's copy. They just painted it on. It totally looks like that. Even though it's not. That would be really cool, though. Another thing I like is that the components of this game are really, really nice. It's like while you're playing the game, everything's really aesthetically pleasing and easy to use. This game is awesome! So another thing I like is that the game kind of works in a circle. So let me explain it to you. So basically there are 3 phases: recruitment, selection, and walking. First, you are using reputation to bid on the dogs. Then in the selection phase, you are then using materials to then walk these dogs. And while you're walking the dogs, you're getting the materials and the reputation. And then you're going back and then bidding on the dogs with your reputation and then using the materials. And it just goes in a really, really big circle. And one thing is this game, it's like super easy for new gamers because everything's like in chunks. It's not all together and you don't have to think about what you're doing, really. I mean, like the next, like you have to think like, oh shoot, what do I do? And yeah, and I think that I've been really liking bidding games, and of course the theme of dogs. Like I love dogs. Like that's one of the themes that's just like one of the best to me and tailored to me. And if you want this Kickstarter and you want all the cool pieces and all the cool art, for a few more days you can grab it with the expansion. And that is what I like about Dog Park. Alright guys, if you love that dog-tastic review, please smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, and smash the notification bell so when I post a video, you can get right on watching. And Vinny just wants to say bye, and for you to have a great day, and to of course check out my Linktree where you can find the links to my YouTube channel, my Facebook and Instagram, where you can see a little behind the scenes stuff with Vinny and other things. And also my Dice Tower playlist where all my Board Game Breakfast videos are, and my merch store. Go buy merch. We have some Where's Vinny merch, and go buy that because he would be so happy. Alright, have a great day. Bye.